Welcome to season 3 of the Home and Life Design Summit, where we are embodying art and beauty to create more joy. I am your host, Fallon Jordan, and I'm so honored and excited to be here with you, and so grateful to have Veronica Parks here. Welcome, Veronica.
Hi, how are you doing, beautiful?
I'm so good. I got to spend some time earlier with you this week, and I've just been like feeling all of your magic. So thank you so much, and so grateful for more people to experience it.
Absolutely. As you were on a subject of beauty, the first thing that came to me is that the beauty that we get to harness within us. And a lot of times, like when you meet a person, you're like, physically, I'm not really sure, but there's something about them. It's just so beautiful. So truly, my intention today is to share some of those golden nuggets on how to harness that beauty from within that it is exuding not only in your physical body, but in any possible way in your life.
Thank you. I am so excited to dive in, but I wanted to share a little bit more about you with our listeners. Veronica is a soul healer and spiritual teacher. She's founder of the Angels Gate Academy, a spiritual road to self mastery. It's amazing. I encourage you to dive in. And she uses the soul healing system method. And there she's able to help people clear past trauma and karma and activate their light. Veronica guides group spiritual and emotional journeys through time and other dimensions to reprogram people's minds and bodies. And using this intuitive approach to energy healing, holistic nutrition, timeline therapy, hypnosis, NLP, and channeled messages, Veronica's methods clear the hurt, holding people back from experiencing true love, acceptance, and appreciation. And again, I'm so grateful that we got to spend a little time together earlier this week because I have been having some really profound experiences since we met together related to the beautiful things that you do. So thank you so much for spreading your light.
My absolute pleasure. We go on this journey on trying to find the light within us. And when we find that magic, then we want to share with the rest of the world because it truly can be magical and it all starts from within.
Absolutely. So I would love to hear from you, when I invited you to come and we were talking about embodying art and beauty, what that means to you and like when you started really embracing that for yourself.
Mm. I would say the biggest time that I truly embrace my beauty, not just the superficiality. Well, when I say superficial, it's not superficial. The physicality, we somehow in a mainstream, we consider that to be the ultimate beauty. And that's, why a lot of brands and marketing is working so well. There's only 25% of our beauty. In fact, I'll break it down to make it super easy. So 25% of your beauty is your physicality. 25% of your beauty is your personality. Is how many of Veronicas, of how many Fallons are you allowing to come and play at any given point in time? And the other 25% is your spirit, the light that comes from within. How much light are you able to hold at any given moment in time? Or how much love can you hold for yourself and those around at any given moment in time? So you got your physical beauty, you got your personality, you got your spirit, and the fourth is your intelligence. And
Mhm.
intelligence is not just reading the books and knowing all of the scientific, but intelligence to discern the truth, to discern what is real, to discern what is happening at any given moment in time, to the broadness of your awareness. And I say that because anything that we see and we experience usually goes through a filter of perceptions that we already have experienced before. Something that I might share with you today, one person might take it and go and run with it. Another person could be like, oh, it's just a good conversation. So, your level of perception of your openness to allow things in, that is going to dictate the speed of how fast you can beautify yourself in every possible way. So there's the secret. And for me personally, the true story of beautifying all parts of me happened, I want to say around 2013 when I went through an abusive relationship. That was a pivotal moment in my life that I'll never forget the moment when I was faced with the reality of what was. And what was is I was in an abusive relationship for 2.5 years, physically, emotionally, faithfully, in every possible way. And I was faced with the decision, do I end all of this? Or do I choose to build myself into a person that I love so much that if I lose everything, I'll still have it all because I have what I have built? And that decision alone, in a moment, it's almost like all the buttons, all the things just came in together in all dimensions, because in that moment, I embraced myself. I embraced the little child that I left behind. I embraced the troubled teenager. I embraced the adult, those children trying to figure out who she was. I embraced all of those. And I started on this path of finding the best super hacks on how I can better myself as a person in every possible way. That means my personality, my spirituality, my physicality, everything that you can imagine. Hence, where I am today, still on that journey of beautifying from inside out, because every day we're faced with choices. We're faced with decisions, and every decision that we make in any given moment allows us to have a better or a worse day tomorrow. So, my invitation to you today is, first and foremost, can you look in a mirror and allow yourself to see the beauty that you are? In fact, if you can just pause this for a second and find a mirror, take the computer to the mirror or the phone and look at yourself for the first time, not just your physicality. Look beyond. Look deep into your left eye. If you want to see the window to somebody's soul, look at their left eye.
I'm going to do it.
Especially if you can do that in person, that's even deeper. When you look at somebody in the left eye for a few seconds, you can find a lot of answers. So look at yourself and notice the water. You'll notice all the things that you've been through. You'll notice the good, the not so good. You might even notice the sensation or the lingering of all that you've been through. Honor all of those parts of you, because all of that was training. Sometimes the training is tough. It's like when you go to the gym, it can hurt a little bit. You might get sweaty. You might even get a bruise. But the beautiful muscles afterwards is something to look forward to. So
Yeah.
as you look at yourself, look beyond that and see the shining light that's coming through. The same light that kept you going no matter what. So if you're on the journey of finding the beauty within you, first step is to realize that you already are. And second step is begin shedding anything that tells you you're not. That is your formula. You master this, you mastered your beauty.
That is incredible. Thank you so much for sharing that. Yeah, that was really powerful. And I've actually been, I think we talked about this the other day, that I've been like doing that practice in the mirror, but I've never heard about looking in that one specific eye. And that was very, very profound.
Yeah, if you have a partner or a friend, just do this. So like, can we just eye gaze for 20 seconds, a minute, and look in each other's left eye? Oh, you're going to see a lot.
I am so excited to do this. This is so
And you'll be surprised if part of you are like, I'm not telepathic, I don't have this gift, I'm not really understanding this whole spirituality, this whole stuff that Veronica is talking about. I'm feeling it, but I don't really get it. Try this for yourself. Just look in each other's eyes for 20 seconds and then share with the other person what you've sensed and seen. And you'll be surprised how accurate you are. And you're going to be like, wait, what? I have no idea I'm so telepathic. But all it takes is simply allowing yourself to be present, so fully aware of everything right now. Present with your pinky toe, present with your right hip, present with your stomach, present with your hair, present with your eyebrows, all at the same time. When you're such a level of presence, you notice and you know a lot of things.
wow.
So be present, be that gift.
That is amazing. Whew, I'm definitely experiencing more joy already. We were also talking about physical art and beauty. And I love what you said about physical health only being 25%. And it's so interesting how like easy it is to kind of get manipulated by that. So
Because
here,
the eye, if your eye is only trained to see the physicality, then obviously you're going to invest in that the most.
yeah, wow. So if you had for a parent who's raising children and is wanting them to have, this deep self-love and compassion and confidence, is this something that you would recommend that they do?
If somebody has a child, can you repeat the question?
Yeah. So the looking in the left eye together. And then is there anything else specific you would say would be like a really beautiful way to help raise a child so that they understand what self-love is?
It's interesting because usually children are our parents in a past life, or
Right.
most of the time, that's what it is.
Yeah.
So in fact, if you look at your child, you might see a lot of parts of yourself. The connection is better with adults as you trying to unravel and decode things and understand each other. Children are already advanced. If you want to do anything with children, is listen up and learn,
I love
because
that.
they truly are the gifted ones. We, the frontliners, we're facilitating the transition of what is and how we can use this beautiful body and this beautiful mind to create the impossible. Children that come now, they're already very gifted. If you only allow the box to break those walls and begin asking them questions. What do you think it is? What do you think beauty is? If you have a child that is not even 5 yet, that is your teacher. You have the best teacher in your own home. As for the mothers, how to connect more to those children is, again, maybe for the first time, begin sitting in the chair of a student,
Mm,
because we do know a lot of things, but we know a lot of things on how to be a human.
right.
And look at all the work that we're doing here, trying to perfect our humanness.
Mhm.
But what if we allow these beautiful, innocent, dreamy spirits, our children, to dream as big as they can, to go as wild as they want to be with their imagination, with their possibilities? What if we don't tell them it's impossible? Because what is impossible is our own perception. What is
Mhm.
impossible is our own story. What beauty is for us might not be beauty for our children. Ask them. Say, little one, what is beauty for you? How can we make this day more beautiful? How can we make your home more beautiful? What does feel right to you? Let me not make this decision just because I've been here for 30, 40, or 60 years, thinking that I'm an expert at this game called life,
Right.
when in fact, I'm still learning.
Yeah.
So, for our parents, I invite you to be so humble and maybe for the first time, take the seat of a student and ask them what they want, how they want it, why, what drives them, because you'll be surprised that you have your best master right in your living room.
I love that. And we think of all these people who are still trying to figure out their why and working with people to figure it out. And it's like, what did you want as a kid? And like, when did things shift and change for you? When did you lose that connection to yourself?
When you realize that the same parents, the same cheerleader, the same warriors, you have to understand this. When you're a child, when you're a baby, you come in with this limitless, with this infinite potential as a soul, right? You're pure, you're innocent, you love everybody, you want to chew and touch and experience all that is. You don't care if this is a foot or if that is somebody's cheek, you're going to kiss it all
Yeah.
because you exude love, wholeness, innocence, and oneness. But somehow they come in and you're like, yep, that can't be done, that can't be done, that can't be done. But as children, we come in infinite, and we rely on our parents to feed us, to take care of our bodies, to help us move, because now we have to raise this little body. I'm infinite, yet I can't do this anything in this reality because I have this weak, small body. And now I'm dependent on this parents, on this family to help me grow this thing. So one day I can be the fullest of my potential. But what if we simply help our children to be humans without restricting their dreams? What
Mm,
if you simply keep an eye on them not to hurt themselves? Keep an eye on them, make sure they're dressed. But we stop saying to them, oh, that's impossible. Oh, you can't do that. Oh, you can't do this. You can't dream that. Oh, I want to be president. Let them dream. Maybe they're going to be a president of a small community. Who are you to tell them that's
yeah.
impossible? Right? When I
Totally.
was a kid, I would tell everybody, I'm going to be a doctor. Little did I know, the first blood that I saw, I fainted. I couldn't stand seeing or experiencing violence.
That's like
But I
me.
knew I was a doctor, different kind of doctor,
Yeah.
more than my parents could comprehend at that time because they were going very much in a logical way. So for them, they told me you can't be a doctor because you can't even handle a scratch. So it's impossible to be a doctor. So I put that dream on the side. Said, okay, I'll do what makes sense. Mom, Dad, what makes sense? Well, you're really smart. You're great at numbers. Go to financial school. Learn accounting. So I did. Did I like it? I like the college life. I like going dancing on weekends.
Yeah.
Did I love what I learned? No, I got straight A's, but I would delete and wipe everything right after I would take the exam. So if you ask me if I remember anything from college, not much.
Wow.
But I was a straight A student because I did what the system needed me to do for me to pass along. Did I take any of the information to heart? No. The first time I read a book because I chose to, when I came to America, I discovered all this mystery about self-growth. And I found something that I was excited to read about, not something the system made me because I had to. So a lot of interesting questions that you can begin asking yourself every day.
I'm curious what some of those books were. Some of your first.
Oh, the beginning. The beginning was actually Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad and Poor Dad, which made a lot of sense to my logical mind.
Mhm.
But throughout that book, there was a lot of like subliminal stuff imprinted, like believing, like allowing yourself to feel what it's like to, because it's not abundance or money that we want, is what that brings in, what we can buy with it. So then you start feeling, experiencing, like, oh, what is it like to close my eyes and just invest $50,000 in myself every day in anything? I can do anything with it. So you start playing in your mind. You're like, okay, $10,000, I'm just gonna take a helicopter ride to have breakfast somewhere. Beautiful. The other 20,000, maybe I'll find a mentor or a shaman to have that deep conversation with. The other 10,000, oh, why not? Maybe I'll just go and see Deepak Chopra for a second. Like, go play with it. And you begin to allow your mind to play. The inner child comes back and they're like, okay, how can we apply some of these crazy dreams into this reality? Coming back to the beauty. People that you consider beautiful, ask yourself why. Is it really the hair, the eyes, or is it the combination of everything they are?
Mm.
And begin harnessing the same beauty within you. You're like, okay, obviously, if I like this person because of this, this, and that, chances are I have the same qualities. Now, why do I look out to find those qualities? Why can't I just appreciate it here and simply notice?
I love that.
Right? So, beauty is in everything that you look. You only allow yourself to see it. You first have to see it within you.
100%.
And ask if that's that.
I love that. I love how you see the world in infinite possibility. And I'm so grateful that we have a lot of people who are raising the next generation of star seeds. And yeah, we can learn so much from children because everything about our lives when we're little is about beauty and creativity and play and all of the things that ultimately we want to experience, right? Like getting on that helicopter and feeling so free and expansive. And I'm sure even if it wasn't like technically the best tasting breakfast, it still would have been the best breakfast because you got to have that experience before you got there and then that experience after. And yeah, I remember dreaming as a kid about the things that I wanted for my life. And it was all based on experience and, having deep conversations, like you said, about, connecting with a shaman and anything to just bring you back to yourself. And that's one of the beautiful things that I've already learned so much from you and your YouTube page and your clearings is just really connecting with the inner child in a very different way. Because there's, like you were just saying to me the other day, there's so many of them. There's so many little Fallons, and they all have to be a part of my life right now.
Absolutely. There are two things that come in, and I'm going to share a little personal story because it's very important to get a sense of maybe who or how I was perceiving the world before. When I first came to America, I realized for the first time that I was beautiful. That was the first time when I was 21, I realized that was beautiful because everywhere I would go, people are like, "Oh my God, you're so beautiful." I'm like, I mean, I have a certain body. My look is not, but what? Like to me, that was perplexing at first. And I hear once and I hear twice. I'm like, oh, you should do modeling. I'm like, oh my God, apparently to everybody in this country, I'm so beautiful. Because back there in a third world country, beauty is the last thing. I mean, people do invest in it, but that is not on their mind. They have
Right.
different problems. Their problems is how can I have enough money to buy shoes for my kids so they don't have holes when it's raining outside? That was my upbringing. Right? I have one dress, one pair of pants, one pair of shoes, and I wouldn't get a second pair unless there was a hole in it and I could prove it. That is really not healthy for me. So
Right.
beauty is not something that is on people's minds. It's more like, hey, how can it all be fed? Do we all have a home? Do we all have a chance to see each other? Different values. So it's not that I wasn't beautiful. It's just that was the last thing on my mind, let alone calories, diet, gym, physicality. What? Completely different life, right? So I
Wow.
come to America and everybody's like, oh, you're so beautiful. You should do modeling. So, okay, great. I'll do modeling because I knew that I had to share a story or be on screen or something. I didn't know what that was. And when I joined the modeling industry, I did some print and some runway. I realized there was something wrong with me. I was not 5'9". I was only 5'5". And as a model, you have to be 5'9". And I would wear the craziest high heels. You could never tell that I was shorter. But I put that in my mind. For the first time in my life, I realized that my physicality was wrong. And I would go through thoughts and ideas like, why am I this short? Why do you give me beauty, but then make me sure that I can't use it? Talking about self-destructing thoughts that I never had before, but it was imprinted because that was going on in the collective
Right.
around. So be aware of what this story reminds you of. And fast forward in my journey today, what I come to find out, and just had a little interruption. It's interesting how energies come from different directions. Um, I had a client several years ago when I was helping people with nutrition, losing weight, not losing weight, coming to their optimum health. I had a client, she's like, I'm too big, I'm too tall, I'm too this, I'm too that. And I'm like, compared to what?
Mm-hmm.
Compared to who? So I started decoding these questions like, are you feeling good the way you are? She's like, no, I gained a lot of weight and I'm like, almost 300 pounds. I don't feel good about myself. I want to lose this. Well, you can't lose yourself because if you do, that's painful. No wonder you haven't got there yet. But
Mm-hmm.
ask your body. First and foremost, I want you to acknowledge and be like, you know what? This body, 300 pounds, is a result of all the amazing pies that I had. Thank you. I had a
Yeah.
great time eating those and ice cream. So, first of all, enjoy that. Second of all, if you don't feel good, ask yourself, do I not feel good in my heart or in my mind? Because I think beauty has certain standards and numbers attached to it.
Mm.
Do you feel beautiful? Because I've seen beautiful people at 300 pounds. I've seen them at 500 and I've seen them at 100. How you see yourself, that is how others see you. So you want to be beautiful, begin to see your beauty from inside and ask yourself, if you want to change this or change this or change that, ask yourself why. Who gave you that standard of beauty? Because in the culture that I grew up with, what was beautiful is when you do something from the heart, when you make somebody feel good, when you get somebody to smile or laugh, when you have a great time celebrating something, that is beauty. The
Mhm.
physicality, that's sure to the basic because it does appeal good to the human eye. But don't stop there because the beauty that you can exude from your heart, the beauty that you can exude as a friend, as a partner, as a mother, as a lover, as a leader, as a coach, as whatever it is that you're doing. Bring that beauty everywhere. Begin believing that you are beautiful. And begin firing everybody else who told you that you're not, because they were wrong. And if you're like, Veronica, you're not seeing me right now, it's easy for you to say. You don't see my body, you don't see what's going on. The reason your body and whatever it is looks that way is because that is how you see yourself. You see yourself that way for 20, 30, 40 years, you become it.
Mm.
Our body and our visual, it's a reflection of what's going on inside. And I know some of you are like, no, Veronica, I'm in a wheelchair. An accident happened to me. Great. Are you taking that accident of allowing yourself to exude and enhance the other beautiful parts of you? Or are you in victim mode saying that life happened to me and look, I don't have arms and legs, I can't do anything? Because I've seen people without arms and legs being the biggest motivational speakers and inspiring the world and having a family, making babies. I've seen it all. So I don't know your story. What I do know is whatever you are is the result of every choice you made so far and every advice you've listened so far. So begin listening to yourself. If you want standards of beauty, make your own standards. Maybe for you, beautiful means being clean enough and taking 2 showers a day. Maybe beautiful for you means doing that makeup and hair and a whole do and investing 2 hours a day in it. Maybe that is for you. That is your self-care. Make your own standards. Don't allow the media, the mainstream, your friends, or anybody else pick those standards for you. Because if you believe that you're beautiful, I don't care how you look, you are beautiful, and I'm going to know it, and I'm going to honor it. And I hope these words speak directly to your heart, because you are beautiful. And it doesn't matter how you show up to me. I've seen it all, and I've seen beauty in all. Whew. That had to come through.
Well, and I'm sure a lot of that came through because I've been working on a lot that has to do with that. And, you know, I was in pageants when I was younger, and just like everything was about just having this like perfect body, but like not too athletic, but like need to be the best athlete and straight A student. And it's just kind of constant, and you just put it into such a beautiful perspective. So thank you so much for your beautiful insight.
Mm. When you realize how beautiful you are, you become dangerous.
Ooh, I love that.
I was told that several years ago, and I was on this marketers cruise, and I was learning about digital marketing and how to do all these things. And I remember one evening it was a get together, and it was a bunch of us, and I put this dress on, and I just really, for whatever reason, I felt so happy in that moment. I felt like I got a glimpse, because at that time my business was nutrition and helping people make the right nutrition choices. But I knew that I could do more than that. I wanted to go towards emotions, because every nutrition, that's only like I would say that the band-aid, the root cause is always emotional. The reason you're eating a certain way, the reason your body got to a certain way, it's all emotional. And I wanted to go to the root cause to truly help people. And I got glimpses of what I'm doing today. I got glimpses at that night, and I just felt so amazing. And I remember this gentleman just like, wow, your physicality and the inside, your beauty is dangerous. And I heard his words for the first time. And ever since, I stopped hiding my beauty, because before I wanted people to hear what I had to say, not to be distracted by any physicality. But everything is given to you for a reason. So look at yourself, whether you find yourself being smashingly beautiful according to media or not. Find what is your biggest beauty. If physicality is not it, then maybe you have that heart of gold. Maybe you have the voice. Maybe you have the ability to bring people together. What is your beauty? Find that, enhance it, bank on it, become it. Put the diamond and amplify it in every direction, because that is your gift. And don't look at everybody else and what everybody else is doing. This is funny. I've never shared this publicly. When I was growing up, I saw all the girls that started shaving their legs. And nobody told me at that time I'm supposed to do it. But I'm like, I guess that's the thing to do. So I was trying to fit in, even though I didn't have hair on my legs. So I took a razor and started shaving. Well, eventually some hair came up, and now I have to deal with it for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
That was a simple choice because everybody's doing it. Obviously, that's the thing to do. Make no mistake that the standards of beauty are specifically made to keep us in the constructive box, to sell us a lot of products that we don't need, and to keep us in this diminishing idea that we're not perfect. Because I'll tell you this, if you just for a moment forget about the whole superficial, the whole beauty, the whole idea of what beautiful is, and you close your eyes, obviously if you're driving, don't do it, you close your eyes, and you allow within your heart that innocent, beautiful child that you once were. Maybe you're just 1 month old. And feel the beauty of the innocent child. The smiles, the laughs, the wants to touch it all, the keeps falling every couple of seconds and is still trying to get up, but he's just going and going and going, exploring every moment. That child is beautiful. You are beautiful. And in your mind, as a baby, only a few months old, you know that the love that is within you, the curiosity, the presence that's within you, that's what makes everything beautiful. In this moment, before you got to learn what beautiful means, what you can and cannot do, how you should look, right now in this moment, you remember how perfect you are. You remember how magical you are. You remember the innocence, the curiosity, the love that you have within you. You remember that you are beautiful and always will be, here and now. When you're ready, open your eyes.
Thank you. That was
You're very
amazing.
welcome.
Speaks to beautiful. I would love to have you share your beautiful free gift for the audience.
Yes, I have a beautiful energy clearing that is, I call it the shower for the soul. As we take a shower every day, it's important to clear our energy field from anything that we picked up throughout the day, things that came to the surface from the past. And it's a beautiful daily clearing that you can use just like a shower in the evening and in the morning to reset your energy. Just plug and play, put your headphones on and listen to it, and it will do it for you. It's infused with beautiful Reiki. It's infused with the energy of Sedona, and it's infused with channeled messages coming from all guides.
And you can claim that by just clicking the link below. What a huge gift. I can't wait to do it.
Oh,
All your meditations, they just send me into this beautiful, beautiful place.
I do that sometimes. I have a podcast from Australia. They invite me as a guest once in a while, and usually he would ask me questions and I get into my answer, and then at the end he'll be like, you hypnotized me again. I don't know what to ask next.
I definitely did a very special meditation because, like I said, I mean, I've been like literally going to these beautiful places since I talked to you the other day. It's like so transformative and amazing. So I wanted to make sure I could stay present with you.
Absolutely. Beauty is everywhere. Beauty is here now. And if you're watching this, allow these words to resonate and amplify that beauty within your heart. And you feel like, Veronica, I place my hand on my heart. And I just remember all that I've been through and all the people that hurt me and all the people that told me that I'm ugly, that I'm this, I'm too short, I'm too tall, I'm too skinny, I'm too fat, I'm too blonde, I'm too brunette, I'm too white, I'm too black, I'm too something. Take a deep inhale. Exhale it out. Let all that information go. It's just like the food in a restaurant. Just because it's on the menu, it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean that we have to try it all. Let's only choose one message out of all those messages that feel good to you. Maybe it was your mom holding you as a baby and telling you how beautiful you are. Maybe it's you acknowledging as you connect to your spirit, to your heart, to your God, that if the universe made me this way, I must be perfect. Can be a mistake. The universe didn't make a mistake. The God didn't make a mistake. I am perfect just the way I am. Breathe into that and begin your day from this perfection.
Thank you so much. So grateful for you and your energy and everything that you're providing for us today, and your YouTube channel, your amazing gift. And just thank you so, so much for being a part of this.
It's my absolute pleasure and honor. And let's exude and amplify the beauty in the world. Thank you for doing this.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
inspiring you beautiful fellow fairies out there to remember how perfect they already are.
Absolutely. And I can't wait to see everyone in the next conversation. Bye for now.